I just want to say, so the other day, I was listening to that Curtis Mayfield track in the car, and I was like, damn, you know what? I could never murder anyone to this. And then right after that, that Marvin Gaye track comes on. And it's like, okay, shit, alright, fuck. I guess it's murder time now. Who knows where that's from? If you know where that's from, I love you. Anyways. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna start. I mean, if anything goes wrong, the audio goes wrong and people can't hear, it's gonna be up on YouTube later. So I'll just send it to everybody that tuned in. So anyways, I'm gonna start with the check-in, a high and the low of the week. So a high, the business has been doing great. You know, I'm getting sales. More and more people are, learning about me, and more people are joining, selling these packages and expanding the business. So, that's a high and a low. I don't know. Actually, I might have to recheck in with y'all on that one because I actually don't know. Which I guess is probably a good thing, right? I guess not having many friends and not having anybody to fucking work out or hang out with. But it's cool. All right. Anyway, so story time. So I titled this one. I catfish my family with your pictures. All right, so let's get into this. I have this friend, right? We've been cool for forever. We go way back, high school days, shit like that, even before that. And I guess she put herself in a awkward situation that she didn't think was gonna happen, but it ended up happening. So she put herself in this situation. She reaches out to me one day. And she's like, hey, can I talk to you about something? It's kind of important. And I was like, oh, all right, go ahead, say it. And she's like, no, this isn't the kind of thing that you can text about. I can't text you about this. We're going to have to meet up in person and speak on this. And I absolutely fucking hate when people do this. I hate it so fucking much when people say that, when they're like, let's meet in person and talk about it. It just keeps my mind wandering, and it's I don't like that shit. I don't like a mystery. Just tell me straight up. But anyways, she kept insisting that we meet up and talk about this. I'm like, all right, let's meet up. So me and her later that day, we end up going to the gym together. So we work out. We're at Elevate. We work out, and she was like, I was like, can you please tell me what's been bothering you and stuff. I was trying to talk to her during sets and stuff, but for whatever reason, she didn't want to talk about it during the workout. She was like, let us finish the workout and then we can speak. I'm like, all right, cool. So we finish the workout. Her and I go to get food. I ride in her car where we go to get some Wegman sushi. So we're sitting in the parking lot, we're eating sushi. By the way, side note, sitting in a random parking lot with one other person and listening to music and eating sushi, that is the most OP feeling in the world, I swear to God. It is one of the most OP feelings in the world, doing that shit. But anyways, so we're in the parking lot, right? We're eating sushi and we're chatting, and she's fucking prolonging it. She's taking forever to tell me. I'm like, listen, just tell me. Be straight up. You know me, I know you. Just be real. And so she was like, all right, so here's the deal. I've been lying on your name for quite some time now. I'm like, excuse me? What the fuck does that mean? Can you elaborate? She said, listen, I have been taking your pictures. I made a fake account and I started talking to myself, and I've been telling people that you're my boyfriend. Okay. So, this isn't the worst possible thing in the world. It's when I was young, if I liked a girl and like maybe we talked a little bit here and there. Um, sometimes I'd show other people pictures and be like, "Yo, look at my girlfriend," and she really wouldn't be my girlfriend, but like, I would call her that. But so that wasn't like the weirdest thing to me. But what really threw it off is like she went as far to create the Facebook account and to talk to herself on it. That, I mean, I don't think it's weird, but I'm just like, damn, you went that extra mile. And like she was faking these messages and she would like show the messages to people. Like she would like send these fucking long ass paragraphs that are like so sweet and like have all these emojis and shit and like saying things like, saying like the sweetest things ever. First of all, that ain't me. Second of all, yeah, she went pretty far. Anyway, so she's been telling people that I was her boyfriend. All right, cool, whatever. And I was like, so what the fuck that got to do with me? And she said, well, my family knows about you, and based on what I told them, they want to meet you now. Oh my God, bro. So her family now wants to meet me because of the shit that she told them that all happened to be a motherfucking lie. So yeah, so she's like, please, just like, they want you to come over to dinner. It was only like the time span of weeks. She was like, next week they want you to come over for dinner. They want you to come over. And they want to meet you. They want to talk to you. They want to do this and they want to do that. And I'm like, nah, that's your problem and stuff. But she just like kept on begging. She's like, please do this for me. And I'm sure a lot of you can attest. Those of you that know me know that I won't just sit and go back and forth with somebody. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. I'll come to your dinner. I'll do whatever. And yeah. And she's like, thank you so much. Thank you. Like, I appreciate that. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I thought that was the end of it. But she says to me, she's like, there's just one thing that you need to know about my parents before you meet them. Okay, what? She said, my parents are racist. What the fuck, bro? She said, my parents are racist. So I'm looking at her, I'm like, well, first of all, how did you lying about having a black boyfriend, how did that boost anything for you? Like, how did that like boost your ratings? Like, how did that boost your social status to your parents? She's like, I just didn't want to look like a loser. I didn't want to look like I don't talk to anybody. I don't want to look like I'm antisocial. I'm like, but bitch, you are. Like, you are. I am too. We both get along because we're both fucking antisocial and we don't really fuck with anybody. So like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't think she thought this through. She lied about having a black boyfriend to parents that are racist to make her seem cooler. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into all that. It's just like, it is what it is. But let me just speed up in my notes real quick, just in case I fuck up. Give me just 1 second. So anyways, she told me this. We separate, go about our own ways. So like for the next week or so, this shit is heavy on my mind because like when there's like I don't want to say stressful. It's not like really stressful. It's more so just like when a situation like that, like something I got to prepare for and something I got to like brace myself for, when something like that comes up, like it's heavy on my mind. So this shit was heavy on my mind for like the next week until it happened. Fast forward, it was like a day or so. Yeah, it was like the night before, right? And me and her meet up again. We meet up late, get some food, and we chat. And we were just like discussing like what's acceptable, what's not, like what to expect, what are we doing. So we were like talking about like Are we kissing? Are we holding hands? What are we doing? So she's like, yeah, all of the above. We kiss, hold hands. We act like a couple. Like, we act like we are genuinely together. I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's cool. So those of you that know me probably know it's rare for me to have a female friend that I have not already done stuff with, or stuff like that. Me and this girl, let me remind you, me and this girl, we did not have sex. We didn't have sex at this moment. But we have done stuff before, the occasional, occasional fool around, occasional eat the box or something like that. But nothing too crazy. Like, we never went into anything like that, and we just remained friends because that's the type of nigga I am. I'm just the I'll fuck with you, but I don't want anything more from you type of dude. That's just who I am. That's just who I've always been. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much how that went. So yeah, we were discussing everything. We were discussing what was okay. So we decided on that shit, all that. Okay, whatever. So next day comes, and it's game time. And I actually have to go over there. And in my mind, I'm just like, yo, I can't wait to get this shit fucking done. I can't wait to be done with this. I just want to get in, answer some questions, get out. I want to keep it as simple as possible. No fucking side missions, no side characters, no side quests. Nothing like that. We in and we out. Anyways, so I get to her place, right? She opens the door for me, she lets me in. And she introduces me to everybody. So she introduces me to the mom. She's like fake happy, like that. You know how moms are. They're like that fake, oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you. I've heard so much about you, this and that. So she was fake happy, which, whatever. The dad, this motherfucker, he just didn't say much. So I already knew that this motherfucker was going to be a problem. I already knew that this motherfucker was going to be the problem for me. But I just ignored it. I'm like, all right. Because I shook his hand. I'm like, how you doing? And he just looked at me. He just kind of sized me up. Now, reminder, her dad is not a big dude. And I've always pretty much been about the same size. I mean, I was jacked, but I was about 30 pounds lighter. So I was about a jacked 150 or so. Maybe 145. I don't know. I was a jacked 140. He wasn't jacked at all. He was a scrawny motherfucker. So there was no doubt in my mind that I could whip his ass if I needed to. So that gave me satisfaction right there, But anyways, I knew that this motherfucker was going to be the problem. Anyways, she had 2 younger siblings. She had a little brother and a little sister, and both of these motherfuckers loved me. Okay, and it's ironic because if you know me, you know that I'm really not the kids type of person. I don't see kids in my future. I don't want kids, but for whatever reason, kids are drawn to me. They love the shit out of me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the muscles, the tattoos. I don't know. I guess I have a warm, friendly personality, but these kids fucking loved me for whatever reason. And the sister, she had already knew about me and stuff because of all the shit that her sister fucking lied about. So she drew me this little picture. I don't really know what it was of. You know how kids are. They draw you shit and it it's supposed to be special. I just said thank you. I didn't really know what it was. I just said thank you. I kept it. I'm a sentimental person when it comes to that. If a kid hands you something, I'm gonna keep it. So I still got the drawing today. I'll put it up on a live in the future. But I have the picture. And then the little brother, he fucking loved me. He was bringing me his action figures and shit. The little bro, he was bringing me action figures. And he wanted me to play shit with him and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. He was really into wrestlers and stuff. Ironically, at the time, I watched wrestling, so I knew all the people he was bringing up to me. He was bringing me John Cena's and Randy Orton's and shit, and I'm like, yeah. You see this and shit? And he's like, oh, I love TLC, tables, ladders, chairs. All right. Anyways, so I get to socializing a little bit with the parents and stuff. They're asking questions and shit, And here's one thing that we didn't discuss, me and the friend. One thing that we didn't discuss the night before, we didn't get any of our stories straight. Like, we did not coordinate, oh, we met here, this is how we met, we've been together for this long, etc., etc. She didn't she didn't fill me in on any of that shit. I mean, she already had a story in her head of like how it went down, and like she already had our whole fucking life planned out. So like I just kind of like shut up a little bit, and like if they asked me something that stumped me, I just let her take over, because she would like interject and shit. But like, I would occasionally interject. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's how we did it. And I would add like some shit to make it seem more realistic. But we did not get our story straight, so that was kind of ass on our part. Well, on her part. Well, I guess my part too. I didn't really realize it. But anyways, that shit was ass. So yeah, I'm just like answering these questions and shit, and like socializing, and like I hate doing all of the above, but we're just talking and stuff, and they're asking me questions and shit. And yeah, so after a while, the parents, they go to make dinner. My friend, the daughter, she went to go like do some shit with them. I was like, do you want me to come help? She's like, no, it's fine. You can just like chill in the living room. So I'm chilling in the living room. I'm watching cartoons with the little brother. The little brother, he has Avatar The Last Airbender on, and I fuck heavily with Avatar The Last Airbender. That's my shit, and I'm sure a lot of y'all probably fuck with it too. So we're just sitting there vibing. He's playing with wrestlers, and we're watching Avatar The Last Airbender. And we're waiting for dinner to be made and shit. And like, the girl that I was supposed to be dating, the daughter, she comes back out. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but she comes back out. She pops out in and out like periodically and shit. And she's like, do you need anything? Do you this, that? I'm like, no, you're good. Just take your time. Do whatever you got to do. Anyway, so she goes. And then next time she comes back in, I'm like, hey, can you show me like where the bathroom is? And she like pointed me to this direction. So I'm like, all right, so I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'm on my way to the bathroom, right? And I walk into some shit that I don't want to walk into. I mean, so the parents are in a room and they're talking, right? They're talking to each other. So like the room is here, the bathroom is here. So like I can like hear, I can hear like what's going down and stuff. So me, I do a little bit of eavesdropping, and like I don't remember like the full conversation and shit. I don't remember everything that they was talking. But one thing that I remember hearing, and this shit set me off. This is what's gonna like turn the tides for the story. So the dad, he said some shit. He was like really mad, and like I said, I knew that this motherfucker would be a problem. So all I remember hearing is verbatimly, I don't want that nigger touching my daughter. That's what I heard. That is what I heard. And so I went into the bathroom, me being a black man, I have gotten used to hearing that word often, especially from parents. And, it just kind of, as you go on, it just kind of doesn't faze you anymore. It really doesn't really faze you, which, I mean, I know that's like a horrible thing to say, but it really doesn't anymore. And like, it's not like I was mad or heated or anything. It's just like, when I was in there peeing, something clicked in my head. I was like, he doesn't really want me around. But like, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. I just got this idea, and I was like, yo, I'm going to fuck the shit out of his daughter tonight. I am going to fuck the shit out of his daughter tonight. And like, I know I've had previously said I wanted to get in, get out, and like no side quests, no side missions, nothing. But after I heard that, everything had changed. I was all for the side missions. I was all for being side characters. I was all for all that shit, So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, your daughter's about to get fucked by this nigger dick. I know that much. But anyways, so yeah, light bulb clicked, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to act extra for the next couple hours. All right. So peep this. I come out the bathroom. I'm still chilling on the couch with the little brother. He's fucking loving me. The fucking little sister is like fucking bouncing all over me, jumping around and shit, and just fucking being a kid. And like they fucking absolutely love me. Anyways, so dinner gets ready and stuff, and they're setting up and they're getting ready. So my girlfriend comes and gets me, brings me around the table and shit. I'm sitting next to her and stuff. And like, oh, something I forgot to mention. So when she first brought me in and like we were socializing and stuff, we hadn't gotten like super affectionate yet. Like I would like lean over, kiss her on the cheek. It was like a little peck kiss, and like she would do the same, and like we would like peck each other and stuff, but nothing like crazy. But yo, after I heard that, this is where everything changes. So we're sitting at the table and stuff. Everybody's sitting at the table, and they're asking us more questions and shit. They're asking more and more questions and stuff. And like I don't remember like all the context. I don't remember everything that was said and stuff. But I know that I was being extra. At this point, I was being way more affectionate. I would like literally after every question that they asked me, I would like lay a kiss on her cheek or something, and like I was holding her hand, and I just wouldn't let go of her hand and stuff. I like had my hand on her leg and shit, and like I just kept like being like super affectionate, you know, like all the shit that I'm not really in real life, I was doing that. And yeah, I was just like trying to be like, it was almost like petty, you know? But so I don't remember context, but there was something that was said. There was something that was like, I don't know, something that was said. And I responded with like this cheesy ass answer. I was like, oh, you know, it was just, when I first seen her, it was love at first sight. It was, like, I just knew if I didn't have this girl in my life, if I didn't talk to her, I would have regretted it. So I had to do that. And like, I'm so glad that I did, because the way that I said something like candy lips. I was like, the way that those candy lips taste and whatever, I just can't live without it and shit. And then I lean in and I make out with her in front of both of the parents. And like the mom, she says, oh, that's quite descriptive. And then the dad, he's just silent, but his face is red as fuck. And he just has a blank face. He has like that, you know, it's like blank, but like he's turning red. So you know that he's fucking pissed off. And I'm like fucking happy that he's pissed off too. Is a crazy thing, but yeah, he just had like that look on his face. Like, you know that look like when you want to beat somebody's ass, but you don't know if you can really beat them. Like, I think that's what he realized in his head. I think he realized in his head that he really wanted to fight me, but he wasn't sure. He wasn't for sure if he would win or not. So, yeah, that's just like what was going on in his face. Yo, spam in the chat. I feel like, am I frozen or something? Like, yo, spam something in the chat if y'all still there. But anyways, yeah. So basically, yeah, dinner wraps up and stuff. And like, I was just being hella extra. And it was even to the point where my girlfriend, she like grabs my leg and she squeezes it, almost like a kind of like, all right, that's enough. You proved your point. You're good. She did that. And I mean, like, I didn't pay any mind to it because like you wanted me to come over. So I'm gonna act the way that I want to act. Anyways. So yeah, but I guess the mom, she was still like, she still had like positive feelings, like she was still that fake happy and stuff. So like after dinner, I go back, I'm chilling on the couch with the kids and shit. They're playing and shit. I'm playing with them. Pause. I'm playing with wrestlers with them, and yeah. But so I'm just chilling. My girlfriend, she's like in the back. She's like talking to her parents or whatever in like the back room or whatever. And like, I'm just giving them their time and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. So anyway, she comes back out and she pulls me aside, she pulls me away from the kids and stuff, and she's like, thank you so much. She said, she said, my mom fucking loves you. My mom loves you so much. She said that if you want to stay tonight, you can. I was like, all right. But like, she didn't say anything about her dad, but I already knew how he felt about me. So like, it is what it is. So yeah, she's like, yeah, you did enough. I appreciate you so much for everything that you did. And she's like, if you wanna go, you can, if you wanna call somebody and have them come get you and like, be done. That's cool. I was like, nah, I'm gonna take your mom's offer. I'm gonna stay over tonight. I want to stay over. Let me stay over with you. So she like had this shocked look because like she knew how I originally felt. She knew that I like didn't want I wanted that shit to be over quick, and I didn't really want to do any of that extra shit. But yeah, she was like shocked, but she was also like excited as fuck. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna go tell my parents and whatever. So she goes tells them. She comes back, gets me, we go up to her room and shit. And she's like happy as fuck. Like she was so happy. Little did she know that I was doing it out of spite. But like I let her think whatever she wanted. That's fine. I don't care. Let her be happy, let her have her moment. So she's like getting us snacks. She's changing into her jammies, and she's putting on Netflix and shit, and like she's just like really, really happy and like really excited. And like we're vibing and stuff. We're like watching shit and like talking and stuff and like laughing about everything that happened and shit. And she's like laughing about like what I said in front of her parents and like how I kissed her and shit and all that stuff. And we're just chilling for the moment. And let me remind you, her room is right on top of her parents' room. So her parents are downstairs, she's upstairs, right on top of them. And like in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. I'm about to fuck this shit out of this girl, man. Bro, I can't even verbalize. Like, I knew that I was about to fucking go in. Like, man, I just knew it. Anyways, so we're chilling, and then eventually game time comes, and I reach in, kiss her and shit, and like I said, we hadn't had sex before this situation. Anyways, but I go in, I kiss her, we make out and stuff, and it's getting real. She's taking clothes off, I'm taking clothes off, and like, yo, I fucked the shit out of this girl. I fucked her crazy. Like, I know I said that last time in the other story. I know I said I fucked the shit out of her, but no, I mean, I really fucked the shit out of her. Like, I was going crazy. Like, I had her in every single position. I picked her up and I was like holding her in the air by her legs and like smashing like this. And like, it was crazy. And like, I was doing shit. I was like making her squirt and shit. And like, for all my squirt kings and queens out there, like, y'all know how that shit be. Like, when you hit in that spot, it sounds like you mixing macaroni, nigga. Like you know what I'm talking about. It's like that, So I know that it was loud. I knew that the motherfuckers. I knew that the motherfuckers under us heard. I knew that the dad had definitely heard, and I knew that motherfucker was probably mad as fuck, crying, beating his meat, but. I didn't really give a fuck. I was fucking this girl crazy. And you want to know how I know that I fucked the shit out of this girl? So, like, I mean, in my head, I was fucking the shit out of her, but like, it really like clicked when I looked back at myself in her mirror. I looked back at myself in the mirror, and I seen my face was just like, it was like the most smug, cocky fucking look in the world. My hair was hanging in front of my face and shit. I had like this fucking long ass piece of hair in front of my eye that I just like fucking pulled away. And like, yo, my whole back, like from my neck down to my ass crack was like covered in like sweat, but my shit was like glowing. It was like a golden glowing kind of look. And like, and then like I just remember looking in the mirror and I saw this fucking primal feral version of myself. It was like, for those of you that ever watched like Walking Dead, it's like I looked back and I saw like season 5 Rick, you know, where he bit the neck and he had blood all over him and shit, and he was just like fucked up, and he was sitting by the car and he was contemplating life. That's what I felt like I looked back and saw. I saw this fucking feral version of myself, and I was like, yo, I really did my thing. I'm really fucking this shit, bitch. Yo, hey. But hey, you know, so yeah, I fucked the shit out of this girl, and yeah, it was great. And I know that her parents heard. She had told me, like, after this was all said and done, like, she was like, oh, my mom said that you can come back whenever you want, but she said it just can't be a sex fest like it was the last time. So like, I knew that they heard. But anyways, we woke up that next morning, and like I'm getting ready to go and shit, and it's like early in the morning, and like the dad, he has like coffee and shit. I use the same fingers that I fingered his daughter with. I like, when he turned around, I stirred his coffee with my finger and shit. And then I also, before I left, I shook his hand with the same hand that I fingered his daughter with. But yeah, I just knew he didn't fucking like me, but you know, I had to do all that to, you know, just prove, like, you know, if you want to call me a nigger, be prepared to get your daughter fucking railed by this nigger dick, bitch. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. Like I said, it wasn't anything too crazy, you know. It's just something a little bit entertaining, you know, something like that. And then for those of you that are like wondering whatever happened to me and the girl, absolutely fucking nothing. Like I said, I'm that type of nigga that, like, I'll fuck the shit out of you, but I'm not gonna commit to you. I'll fuck you, but that's it. You know, once we're done, it's done. It's a done deal. It's over. It's done. But anyways, so like, I fucked her, and we continued to be friends afterwards. Like, we were chill. Like, we were still cool. And like, we probably still did it a couple times after that, but like, you know, nothing came out of it. I was not her boyfriend. She was not my girlfriend. We didn't think anything of it. And we just kind of went back to like normal life and shit. And like, so I guess in conclusion, the whole moral of this story, don't call me a nigger, bitch. Don't call me a nigger. Otherwise, I'm gonna fuck somebody you care about with this nigger dick. You know, it's fucking BBC. You know, I give her some BBC. I'll make her play with my Easter eggs, bro. But yeah. Yeah, it was a crazy story. Let me just go back through my notes, make sure that like I didn't miss any points that I probably should have like went over today. Introduce me to everybody. But yeah, I really fucked his daughter, guys. What do y'all think of that? Am I wrong for what I did? Am I wrong for mixing his coffee with my finger and then like shaking him with the hand that I fucking finger blasted his daughter with? Like, tell me, am I wrong in the comments? I'm gonna come over there and check it in a second, but tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, you know, just let me know. All right, guys, that's really it. You know, if you enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see more of. You know, if there's any topics you want me to cover, or if there's a specific stories or anything that you know about me, or just any kind of story or anything in general, let me know down below. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.